Welcome to On the House. In this episode, Julian asks why.
Everyone said go to college. I said why?
And talks about his disdain for people that are afraid to fail.
We just had a conversation about how stupid of a mindset that is.
John talks about his love for kids.
Dude, I fucking love kids, dog.
And how he almost got in a fight with his ex's baby daddy.
Nah, I'll see him in the parking lot.
As you know by now, there will definitely be shenanigans.
I don't care if you want it. It's not a controversy. Oh, when we get in the penthouse, don't talk to me no more.
I'll get sausage every day.
I knew you were going to say some bullshit.
As well as some very emotional stories.
Your help is coming. I know it's not easy. I've been there.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's episode of On the House.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to On the House. We are here with episode 5. First and foremost, before we get into anything, you know what we got to do. We got to say thank you for all the love on this series so far. My bad, I forgot. I'm here with John.
Nah. Get to the things first. Get to the things first. I'm here. I'm gonna be here. I ain't going nowhere.
John. I'm here with John. But for real, we really just want to thank y'all, man. And I think I speak for both of us when I say, like, it really means the world. We put everything into this show, so it means the world to see all the love that we get back from it. Honestly, we've been getting emails now, like the likes on the videos, the views, like we see them. And honestly, we see how long people are watching for. And really, for you to last 10 minutes is special to me. So to see some of the numbers I'm seeing on these episodes, it really makes a big deal to me, at least to me. I won't speak for John in that, right? But to see how long it's gone, like, it means a lot for me.
Yeah, me too. Just the fact that, we're just sitting here talking. So the fact that anybody wants to sit around and watch with us, or the fact that somebody wants to write in and get our opinion on it, special shout out coming later for that. Just the text messages, all the feedback. It's just been great, man. It's I'm already humble, but to say it's humbling is just like, we're just out here talking shit. I'm just
being silly.
Yeah, just being silly, just being ourselves and just trying to have a good time and have some interesting, hopefully, have interesting discussions. Hopefully you take something. But the fact that anybody is watching at all, honestly.
Special. For real, it means a lot.
If
you're here in the early stages, like, we put all into this show so it can go far. So if you're here in the early stages, ground floor. Right. If you're here in the early stages, just know you're so special to us. Like 100%, you're so special.
Because we in the basement right now. Yeah.
We in the basement right now, and it's only up from here. But
when we get in the penthouse, don't talk to me no more. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
He's not kidding. No, I'm just kidding. He's kidding. But speaking of only going up, apparently, apparently, today is National Margarita Day. And we're going up over here because we got margaritas. And
Nothing can stop me. I'm on the way up.
I went in, man. I got double shot of Jose Cuervos. Dang it. I'm using the brand name. Somebody stop me. I got a double shot of tequila. And then I topped it off with a little bit of E&J up top.
Oh, that's your move. If we sticking with not doing brand names, this was last minute, so I got a little.
Oh, I know exactly what that is. Too. I almost bought that. I almost bought that.
Oh man, could have been matching. I got this, and then I added a little bit of jalapenos because I like a spicy margarita. So I just chopped up some little fresh jalapeno, threw it in there. You know what I'm saying? Cheers.
Yeah, no, cheers. You fancy. I ain't doing all that.
Bam.
You fancy. I ain't doing all that, dog.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If this starts to kick in later, I'm probably going to eat those jalapenos and we'll see how that go. But I don't know how spicy they are because I just bought a fresh one, chopped it up, threw them in there, and we going.
Man, this dude. Yeah. So if you see John off the walls later, it's because he ate jalapenos during commercial break. That's what he's basically saying.
Face about to be matching his sweater.
I love it, man. Today, guys, we are bringing y'all a very special episode, special to me.
Yep. Yep.
As you guys probably heard, and if you watched the last episode, this one is really near and dear to my heart. And I think it's important early on to get it established. We are talking about dating with kids. And I just want to say early on, it's one of the harder things to do in this world, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible.
Dating on its own is hard enough. So I can only imagine when you're adding children or a child into it, just because you don't know what, it just adds another element of whether that person wants kids. So they want their own kids, and so it just adds a whole other dynamic to it that obviously I don't know about. I know the opposite side of it, of being in my late 30s, dating, where the majority of the women I want, like dating pool I have to choose from, are going to have kids or want kids at this point. There's a few obviously that don't, but just in my experience, in my area at least, because we've talked about area mattering.
Location matters a lot.
Exactly. But just based on that, it was a lot of either they have kids already and they've been married already, or they've, are focused on their career, or, traveling, just being happy. And now they want to settle down and have kids. I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm gonna be 40 this year. This is late in the game for me.
Yeah.
To have my own.
My uncle had a kid at 40.
My brother had one at 42.
Wow. See,
Yeah.
it's not impossible, man. It's
No,
not
it's not
impossible.
impossible.
It's
I
all
just-
about what you want, and
Of
that's
course,
important.
yeah. Each situation is different. That's why we keep
Right.
reiterating that this is just our opinion. That's why we're so open to hearing feedback from other people. And
Reach
their
on the house at
opinions,
Gmail.
'cause- Like the plug. I love the plug. Yeah, because we know this is just our two opinions and our experiences with, either things we've been through or people that we know, and we're sharing stories on their behalf or whatever. So,
Right.
but yeah, dude, I'll let you start because you got way more stake in the game in this, I think, than I do.
So obviously we're starting out. If you didn't hear the last episode, I'm a dad to a beautiful 2-year-old boy. I love
amazing
that dude with
dad.
all my heart.
Yeah.
Stop saying this stuff. You're gonna get me emotional,
I'm
man.
gonna break your ass.
People don't say that to me. So when you say that to me, it hits different, okay? Stop
I
saying
mean
that
it
to me.
with every fiber of my being, dog.
Yo,
Yeah.
I appreciate
Shout
it
out.
though, man. I
Shout out
appreciate it.
to-
It means a
shout
lot,
out to
man.
Black fathers, man. Yep.
And that's it. That's a stigma type. Let's
Mm-hmm.
get into it. Since you want to start there, let's talk about it, actually. I think that because of the stigma of Black fathers in this world, it's really hard to date and say you have kids, because the idea is, if you're a Black dad with a kid, you're probably not present. And even, I don't even want to limit it to Black dads. I think that's a stigma with young dads even. Like when you talk about, because 26 is a young age to have a kid these days. It didn't used to be, but it is now.
It's hard to say, because actually maybe, you can obviously speak more to it. I think you're right though, because a lot of women that are around my age group, just from what I've seen in dating at least, a lot of them that are in my age group, their kids are, either teenagers or just about to be teenagers. So it makes sense that they had them around your age, but
Right.
it's almost a different generation, essentially. It is a different generation. So, things could be changing. People are waiting to have kids, and that whole, I think that obligation, just for lack of a better word, of just, this is what you're supposed to do. I think your generation, what I like is people are starting to question that. You're supposed to go to college. You're supposed to, get a job and work at that job, and then get married and have kids and buy a house. And that was
Don't
just.
get me down this rabbit hole.
I was just saying that. I'm saying that's
Don't
just
do this to me.
that's what you were supposed to do. And then, your generation is like, why? Like, there's a lot
I'm
of
one
like,
of the
no, I don't
big
want.
proponents of why. Like, if you see my lifestyle, I'm literally across the board. Why? I had a kid. Everyone said, "Oh, get married." I said, "Why?" I got out of high school. Everyone said go to college. I said, why? Go work a 9 to 5. You got a kid now. Again, I said, why? I live by the why. And I think a lot of people, they don't give me, this is where it gets crazy. I don't want to, cause it's going to sound weird, but I don't get the credit I deserve as a father, as a man, as a hard worker, because everyone sees the why of things and the almost like the non-traditional route that I go. And they're like, he don't do nothing. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's like a stigma that was placed on me kind of early on. And I don't know. I don't really like that, because I think that because I question everything, it makes me better at everything I do, because of the fact I'm questioning it with work behind it. I'm not just saying why not go to college and then doing nothing with my life. I'm not just saying why not work a 9 to 5 and sitting at home playing video games all day. When I say why because I think I have other options that are better for me. Exactly. And a lot of people see that and they're like, no, there can't be a better option for you. What do you mean there's a better option for you than going to work at a bank where you're not happy, going to work at McDonald's where you're not happy? Like, no. And then there's nothing wrong with those jobs. It's just some people that might be your thing. That might be what you love. But for me, that doesn't make me happy. Sitting at a desk doesn't make me happy. I was selling phones. Selling phones didn't make me happy. I'm sorry. Like, if you want me to have a regular 9 to 5 job, you go, listen, you're going to be waiting a long time, bro, because I'm not that kind of guy. It was the middle of summer. I was working, selling phones. And I was like, dude, why am I sitting in this office right now? I need to get out of this office. I need to get from behind this desk. That is not me at all, you know? But anyway, to get back on the subject of dating with kids, I think that because of what you said about my generation, that's where it's kind of getting easier to date with kids, because a lot of people are saying, because the old generation was, don't date a man with kids. Don't do it, you know? And a lot of people now are saying, why not? And I do respect that. But, however, it is very prevalent. A lot of people prefer, especially at my age, because they haven't done it yet. Because I was like this too. I get it. I want to do it for the first time with someone else who's doing it for the first time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was kind of a big deal to me. Like, I was very grateful to have a kid for the first time with my ex, who was also having her first kid at the time. Like, it was both of our first experiences and we learned together. And that was very important. Yeah. Not to say I wouldn't have dated a woman with kids. Things go certain ways for certain reasons. And I think that having a kid shouldn't make you any less desirable in any way. If that's kind of my point with all this, I think that it shouldn't make you any less desirable unless this is the one caveat: your stuff is not in order. When you are trying to date with kids, the biggest thing I could say is don't go out there trying to date without your situation kind of in order, where you could say, here's what's happening. Here's where my child's mother or father is. Yeah. The other parent, here's where they are. We both are understanding of we're moving on and seeing other people, because other than that, it gets messy. And you don't want to get involved with messy. And unfortunately, I think a lot of people attribute dating someone with kids to it being a messy situation.
Because there's so many other moving parts. It's already difficult to kind of intertwine your life with someone else, because, they have their own interests, their own hobbies, their own friends, their own family, and you're trying to make all this shit mesh together. And but then when you add in, an ex on top of that, and then whoever they're dating, and then, the co-parenting aspect of it, how's that work? How often do you have them? How's your relationship? Is the co-parenting well? Like, do you work well together? Or, because there's just so many other moving parts when you add that aspect to it. So I understand, I get it where you're saying it shouldn't affect how desirable you are, and how it It shouldn't, theoretically. But I know as a single guy that's never been married and never had any kids, that I don't know if I want to take all that on, depending on the person. You know what I mean? That's
enough.
important to consider, is that whole aspect of, like, how is that going? Is he involved? How involved is he? How's your relationship together? You know, because I've dated a girl that had a kid and he wasn't in the picture at all. Like, he didn't have any sort of custody. He didn't even have visitation. He never even saw him at all.
Come on, man, stop it.
Not
That makes me
at
so upset. Don't even get me started now.
Right? But then I'm dating her. We went to the store together. So it was me and her and her son. And the guy is there. And he happened to be there with one of his friends. And he saw me there with her and his son. I'll put that in air quotes because he was basically just a sperm donor. And then he had a problem with it and like made it a situation in the store, to the point where the cashier was like, "Do you want me to have security like go out with you?" Because he was like going off on her. And yeah. And I was like, nah, if he wants to, nah, I'll see him in the parking lot. Like, I'm not.
John bout it. John bout it. Let's go. Let's go. Is you with it or not?
All right,
I'm sorry,
let me be clear.
We're...
I've been around some people that, you know, are with the shits, for lack of a better term. So I know people that are, you can tell when somebody's actually about something or if they're just talking. Mm-hmm. So this was just a situation where I was like, he's just making noise. Like, I'm not worried about it. I'm going to go out there. There's no reason for me to fight this dude, like, at all. If he tries to put his hands on me, we have a different situation. But anything short of that, it's just a conversation. So it's like, I don't need help. Like, plus this was in another state. And I was like, man, people in Cali, he wouldn't have talked to me for that long if he had an issue. Not even in Cali, just anybody anywhere. If you had an actual problem, you're not going to talk for that long. It's just going to be a problem.
You're going to handle it.
Exactly. Yeah. So long story short, I went outside. He like got in his car, was playing loud music, turned on the windows and like glared at me and drove off. Whatever, anyway. But
come on, man. All right.
I know what you want to say. But God, I just used that scenario to just say that that's a lot to take on. Like, that could have been, for me, that could have been a breaking point of like, even though he's not involved, if I see this dude, if he was actually a threat, that could be, why do I want to endanger my life for this relationship? You know what I mean?
Hold on though. Hold that thought though. Here's where I make the difference.
Okay.
How did she react?
She was really apologetic. And also she was embarrassed because of that. Furious because he's not involved at all. So why should he have anything to say whatsoever? Like, so that was pretty much it. She was just embarrassed, ashamed, and furious, all kind of wrapped in one.
And here, y'all, is where I double down. Because of her reaction to that situation, I think that she shouldn't be any less desirable. And here's why.
Okay.
When you get with someone, a lot of times these traits that they have aren't present. Like, we don't know. You know what I mean? And a lot of times we're blindsided by this. And sometimes the relationship goes really deep and you end up having a kid together. You end up together for a very long time. Now, in that situation now, you know, things go awry, blah, blah, blah. A lot of people get comfortable after they have a kid. Same way they get comfortable after getting married. You should never get comfortable. You should always fight for your relationship, but that's for another day.
Make a note of that.
Yeah. When that happens though, you end up breaking up and people sometimes can show other signs. Like, he might not have shown that violent side. He might not have shown that. So I think that, you know, especially because he wasn't involved, that doesn't make her any less desirable, because this was just a one-off situation. You know, you could, at any point, you could have a furious ex that sees you with another girl, you know, get upset and be ready to fight you in the grocery, or fight her in the grocery store. You know what I mean? So that's why it's like, that's hard. Unless you have an aversion to children specifically, I don't think that that situation makes her any less desirable.
It shouldn't. You're right. Because it's a situation that can happen, you know, whether a kid is involved or not. That's a good point. It didn't for me. That didn't change anything for me. Just because.
Right.
If I'm
John
in,
don't
I'm
care.
in.
John love the kiddos, man. John
I do. I fucking love kids. Dog.
Let's go, John. Papa John's.
If I had kids and if I had grandkids, they're not calling me that, dog. They're not calling me that.
Papa John.
No, that was my grandfather. Nah, the original John House. Nah, he's rest in peace. He's
man, R.I.P. Papa John, man.
He was Papa John.
Dang,
but,
man. This name, by the way, for this podcast came from him, so shout out to him.
Oh, it did. You're right. Shout out. Oh man, he was an asshole, but I love him. He was. I'm not gonna. I said that at his fucking funeral, just because he was hard on us. But it took me until later. This is a side tangent. I'll go back to the topic in a second. But
Right.
It took me until later in life to realize that some of the things he said that would annoy the fuck out of us as kids were just his way of instilling different things. Like one of the things he would always say is get a job or get a haircut. Like if your hair was out of, because he was in the military. He was in the military and he was LAPD. And this man was born in like the 20s.
Double. That's, ooh, boy. Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. So he was in the military. He was in LAPD, police officer, and then he worked at the post office. Those were his main jobs.
Wow.
So if you didn't have any of those, it was get a job because you don't have a real job, and it was get a haircut because you look unkempt. But it was just like, oh man, I don't want to. But then it went from he's gonna say that to all right, before I go over there and see him, let me make sure I'm looking good. Make sure everything's in order, so he doesn't. So I can show up and be like, yeah, what you got to say now?
What up? I'm working at the post office. Got my job yesterday. What's good?
The one time when I got my real estate license and I was, doing like selling houses and stuff, then he was like, oh, okay. Like, what do you think this is worth? Like, it was different. So like, I was buttoned up. I was clean shaven. I had this career, and so I was proud to go up to him and say that. But it took me until later, like then, to be like, oh, this is what he wanted. His way of saying, like, I want you to do better. I want you to be better was just that. So that's why I said he was an asshole, because he just had a hard way of doing things. I respect him and I loved him for it.
A lot of people take that as bad. That's not bad. That's a loving. No, a lot of times that could be a loving compliment, depending on the person.
It was his delivery that was just rough to live with. But nah, he was a great dude. Anyway, I don't even know where the fuck we were before that.
I don't either. Well, let's bring it back a little bit. Let me say this. How about the parents? Because we're talking about being willing to date someone with kids, right? What about the parents who are looking to date someone else? Because a lot of times I find that the step-parent situation can be really rough on kids.
That's what.
That's important.
Yeah, that's okay. I remember where we were at before now, because you said I love kids, and then we went on a tangent off of that. Yeah, that's what it was. So to kind of piggyback on something you said earlier, and then continue with this aspect of it. I've always wanted kids. It's always something I wanted for myself. But like you, I always asked why. No matter how long the relationships I was in, no matter how long they lasted, to me that wasn't enough. People would always say, "Oh, you're good with kids. You should have them." Or, "You guys have been together so long. Why don't you have kids?" It's like, that's not a good reason to do it. Just because we've been together for years, let's have a kid now. Like, no, bro, no.
Say it again.
I don't think that's
Say it again.
Just because we've been together for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, it doesn't mean we have to get married. It doesn't mean we have to have children.
Let's go, John.
I was always the why guy, like you said. So when they were just like, "Oh, like are you guys gonna? Oh, going to friends' baby showers or whatever. Oh, you're next. You guys are gonna have kids. Like, no, we're not. Like, why? Oh, because that's what you're supposed to do. What? You mean I'm supposed to bring another life into this world because I'm supposed to? I don't think that's fair to the child I'm bringing in, and it's not great to do it just for that. If I'm confident in my partner and confident in our parenting styles, and that will be a good cohesive unit to build this child up and, you know, and be the best situation possible, then yeah, we should have a kid. For me, anything short of that, I'm good. I don't want to do that. I didn't want to do it if it was anything short of that confidence. So that's why I don't have any. Just because it was like, I want one, but I'm not going to have one just to have one. I need to be confident in the parenting situation just because of the things I've seen, my own experiences, all of that. So that's why at this point, it's like, I went from being around your age to, I ain't raising nobody else's kids. I ain't raising another man's kids. If she got kids, she's damaged goods. And I'm not doing that. I went from that to, nah, man, I fucking love kids. If there's a situation where, you know, obviously you're never going to replace, I mean, there might be some situations where you replace their dad. That face said it all.
Listen.
But for the most part, you know, it's stepping into that situation. I don't have an issue with it at all. And I'm not just saying that because of my current situation. I've felt that way after I've matured, obviously, for a while.
Do you want to explain your current situation? Because you just touched on it.
I touched on it, sure. So if you didn't watch last episode, or if you just, you know, forgot in the past week, I have a girlfriend.
We're not going to say it 6 times this episode, are we? I just want to know. I just want to know before I get started. I'm going to have the edit ready because I'll have a little counter on the bottom of the screen. Like, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was listening to the episode back. He said it at least 6 times. He didn't say girlfriend each time. Like, I'll give him that. He was a little bit more my relationship. Up a little bit. Yeah. My current situation, my current, he didn't say situation, but he like my current girlfriend, the love of my life. Like he was all up in there. I was like,
I'll switch it up. I'll say I won't use girlfriend too much longer because I'm about to be 40 and I feel like that's a young person's thing. So it's gonna be like love of my life, future wife, you know, stuff like that. That's what I'll refer to her as going forward. But she has children too, in fact. Lovely kids. Fucking great kids, man. I don't know. The first time I met them, we just went out. She was like, I want to take them out. I'm not even gonna say where we went. She's like, I want to take them out. Like, is that cool? Or no, not even is that, yeah, she did say, is that cool? It's like, yeah, fuck yeah, it's cool. So we went out. And I was just thinking like, all right, I don't know how they are. I knew a little bit about them, but, you know, we'll just see how this goes. So naturally, I'm just a silly fucking goofy individual. And I have 9 nieces and nephews, so I'm not new around children. So, you know, I'm goofy. I like trying to make them laugh. I'll make faces. I'll crack jokes. I'll dance. I'll do whatever. Because I just like making people laugh, especially children. And so we were out, we went, and just like playing games, having fun. They're cracking jokes. They're making me laugh. I'm making them laugh. All that, you know, great night. She like puts them to bed for the night, whatever. And then her and I are just chilling. I was like, this is what life could be like. Like, this is like, I know it's a lot of time and it's a lot of things that go into it. I mean, I've been a foster parent before. We don't have to get into that now or at any point this episode. But so I knew the time aspect of it, but I didn't have help as much as I should have. Still another story. So seeing that team thing, the team aspect, and this is my first time interacting with them, but still just that aspect of it. And then having the conversation with her, like that was a fun ass day. Like I had spent time with her, just her and I, but I knew it wouldn't always be like that because she has children. So I was like, this is great, but I want to see what life is like. Like this honeymoon, just you and I, all that shit it's cool. It's fucking fantastic. But I want to see what day to day is. And so the day to day was like, oh shit, like I could fucking do this. I love this. This is fun. And then for her to tell me afterwards, like, wow, like they really took a shiny. Like they're normally shy. And I was like, what? You say what? I was like, they're shy? I was like, I thought they were like,
No way they're shy.
I was like, they're extroverts. Because I was nervous, like, okay, are they, how are they going to react when I'm here, whatever. But, I was just myself. And then it just happened to work out. And I was like, I would have thought they were outgoing. She was like, no, they're shy around their family, around most people. So she was like, I'm shocked that they did that. So it's like, oh shit. Like, that was cool as hell, man. That still makes me feel good. But they're just sweet kids, dude. So, I don't know. It took some maturing, I think, and just, like you said, you alluded to it a couple times, where I'm not going to hold that against someone. Like, why, if I love children and if I want them, it's not any different whether they came from me or not. If this is someone I love and care about, and the way they are with their kids is more important to me. The way they treat them, the way they teach them lessons. I mean, there's a lot of different, there's so many different ways for people to parent. I don't want to tell you how to do your shit. Just don't hurt your kids. Yeah. But, as long as that align, like because I can't be with somebody if I cringe every time they talk to, like the way they treat their kids, I couldn't do that. So if there's nothing, there's no issues there. I like that situation. I like how they're raising their kids and everything, and I can just add to that. Why the fuck would I hold that against them? So, it took some maturing, obviously, but I circled around and met you on that aspect. I didn't hold it against her, and I'm glad I didn't, because, like I said before, this is the happiest I've been, especially in a relationship. So, if I had just been like, oh, she has kids, I don't want to touch that, then I'm depriving myself at that point. So to bring it full circle and come back to your point, I'll leave it there. Are you tired of getting unsolicited advice from people trying to tell you what you should do with your life, especially when it comes from those whose lives isn't so great? For whatever reason, when it comes to having kids, getting married, or even choosing a career path, people like telling others what to do with their lives. So if you aren't receptive to it, the next time someone tries to give you this advice, don't fret, just ask them why. And if you don't agree with their reasoning behind it, then maybe that's not the path for you. And that's okay, because after all, there's an infinite number of paths. And don't be afraid to carve your own. So remember, the next time someone tries to give you this advice and you're not here for it, don't cry, just ask why. That's a terrible slogan, but I'm out of time. Sorry, back to your show.
Guys, we are back with the second part of this show here, and we left off talking about dating with kids, and we established that I am someone with a kid looking to date, and John is actually in a relationship in that role of being a guy without kids going into dating someone with kids. And I love that dynamic because I believe that there's things in this that you could draw from both of us. You might be on his side where you're someone without kids looking to date, or you could be on my side, someone with kids trying to figure out how to navigate this dating world. I think that right now, one of the biggest things that scares a person with kids, two things, is A, wasting their time. Because for some reason I don't know why, but once you have kids, it just changes your mortality in your brain. And you begin to think like, I'm running out of time 24/7. You're not. Slow down. You're fine. You don't have to rush anything. It is okay. Like, I promise you, like, you are fine. I get it. It does suck. You're doing this alone. And I hope you're not. I hope you have a village, because it does take a village. I hope you have a village. But if you are doing it alone, trust me, your help is coming. Your help is coming. I know it's not easy. I've been there. It is not easy. And I know it might feel like no one's there, no one cares, but we do. Trust me, we do. And
I'm serious. That was.
I'm talking to myself about a year ago.
Well, that hits even harder.
Yeah. No, seriously, stop. You're gonna get me emotional about it. This is where I was a year ago, so I get it. I know how hard that can be, and I think that it looks down for a while. It does look down for a while. If you keep your head up, keep pushing, that kid is going to appreciate you so much one day for the hard work that you put in, and it's going to respect you on a whole other level that you won't even believe. And again, I'm speaking from experience on both sides. I've been that parent that's been struggling and pushing through, and I've been the son of someone who struggled and pushed through. And I hold my mom at the highest respect out of any person on this world.
Yeah, same.
For the hard work she put in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So on that front, please don't give up. You got this. Keep pushing. Now, the second part of it, I think that something we struggle with as parents with dating is, when do we introduce our kids to our partners? And that is a hard question. Because I don't know. I haven't had to do that yet. I don't know. I don't have the answer. I think, what am I looking for before I do that? I'm looking for consistency. I'm looking for stability. And I'm looking for proof that this isn't going to just be a one-time thing. Because not just anyone is going to have access to that part of my life.
Fair.
And that is a very serious thing for me.
Yeah.
Because not only am I a father, but I'm also a content creator. And I'm not going to put you in my videos right away. So why should I introduce you to my kid right away?
Yeah,
you know, like,
that's
like,
true.
you know what I mean with that?
You can delete the videos. You can't delete the memories.
It goes like this. You talk to me for a little bit, you build your way up. Here are the videos. You get to be in the videos. Then a little bit further up, you probably could meet my son. You know what I mean? No, seriously.
Hey.
That's like my scale, bro.
You got a scale. I'm not judging the scale. I like that you have a scale. It's good to have a plan in this. I'll talk from the other aspect of it. One of my hesitance about dating a woman with kids is because I love kids so much. And so if I date a woman and, we get to that point and then I meet her kids and I fucking love her kids, what happens then? Like, I'm building relationships with her, obviously, and with her kids. And then if for any reason it fails, now it's like,
I didn't even think about that.
Fuck. Like, I love those kids. Like, they're my own. And now what? Like, oh, I'm never going to see them. I probably won't ever see them again because it's not good. It's not fair to her to keep that up. No matter how it ends, it's still not fair to her or them, I guess, because then it's what capacity am I maintaining a relationship with them in? So that's been a concern to have, even after it was like, okay, I'm open to it. It's fine if she has kids, but now there's this other aspect of it of, oh shit, I don't even know if I could handle sharing a dog with a woman. Bringing kids into it, I don't know what the fuck I would do, dog. Like, I'll fucking never see them again. Like, yo, that is,
wow. Props to you, bro.
On top of being whatever would happen with the relationship failing, and being brokenhearted in an aspect, it's a whole other layer. And it's just, it's like having your heart broken a couple times.
Props to you for even considering that, because I didn't even think about it from that perspective. Wow.
I am an emotional, sensitive wreck, dog. So I think about all aspects of, like, what risk am I taking here? And is it something that I'm prepared to handle? And because there's always a risk, no matter how great, no matter how much I love her, no matter how great and confident I feel in our relationship, there's always a possibility that it won't. Nothing's 100%. So it's a possibility that it will fail. So it's, do the highs outweigh the lows? Are the pros outweigh the cons? Is it better for me to go through this and just, does the potential of our relationship outweigh whatever it would be like breaking up? For me, it was a fuck yeah, it does. Yeah, there was no question about it. It's something I considered. It's just something I had to bring in my head. Like, okay, just know there's this other layer. Are you okay with this? Fuck yeah, I am. Like, I'd feel dumb, and I would regret it if I was just like, oh no, I'm afraid to get hurt. I'm afraid to get attached and fail, and so I'm just not gonna do it. I don't do that with anything else in my life. Like, I'm afraid it'll fail, so I'm not gonna do it. No, I don't do that shit in any other aspect of my life.
We just talked about how stupid that is. We just had a conversation about how stupid of a mindset that is. I'm sorry if you feel that way. I'm so sorry for saying that. But that is one of the worst mindsets I ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
I'm glad you said that. It's a throwback to life, Coach Julian. It's all good.
It is.
It's a throwback.
Hey, I think there's a chance that I might fail, so I'm just not going to try at all.
Oh man, there's so many
life,
things.
There's a chance that you get out of bed or there's a chance you don't get out of bed. There's a chance that you don't make it to your job tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's a chance for all of that. Mm-hmm. But does that mean you're not going to still get up and try to go to work?
I'm gonna just let you talk your shit, dog. Keep going.
I'm sorry. It's just the mindset of that. It just drives me nuts.
Don't apologize. It's how you feel.
If you have a goal, if you have a dream, if you have something like that you want in your life, and you're looking at it and you're like, yo, I want to do this, but it might fail. Bye. Miss me with that, bro. Miss me with that. Because seriously, like there's nothing in life is guaranteed. Your life itself is not guaranteed.
Yeah.
Why waste time worried about something that might happen instead of embracing all the possibilities that could come from it? Guess what? This podcast could fail tomorrow.
Yep.
Tomorrow we could upload this video and it gets 1 view. That's the reality of it. But guess what? There's dope relationships being made, being cultivated through it.
Yep.
There's awesome conversations being had. There's so many different non-quantifiable experiences in trying something that just blows my mind when someone says, I don't want to try. I've made so far, I'm not going to say all of the ones I've made, but so far I've uploaded over 100, I'd say over 1,000 videos to 2 different channels in my life. And I technically failed on both if you look at my metrics for it. But I still tried. I still made some amazing relationships, met some amazing people. I don't care. And will I not try and start another channel tomorrow? No, absolutely not. This is my dream. I'm going to go out and I'm going to make videos and do what I love. I don't care about the prospect of failure. In fact, I welcome that prospect of failure. Because guess what? Without all those different channels I've had in my life, without all those different videos I've made, I wouldn't be able to make this podcast right now. I wouldn't be able to look my son in the face and tell him, go chase your dreams. Your dad did it. Your dad looked at all this stuff and said, there's a chance I might fail, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to work hard and I'm going to do what I got to do anyway. How can I look him in the face and say, go chase your dreams if I'm going to sit here and I'm going to be like, nah, I might fail. I got to go do this. And that goes back to my why earlier. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why can't I? I love that quote by Derrick Rose. Why can't I be the MVP? Why? That's one of my favorite quotes ever.
Yeah. That was,
See? All right, one more thing. Because while I'm on the subject, this is the other thing. I talked about this to John before. I never actually like expanded upon it. I listened to 50 Cent's book, right? I found it free on YouTube. Don't arrest me. My bad. I listened to the first couple pages because they took it off by the time I got through this part. But he said, I look at my life and I say, why not take a risk? There's nothing in this world that can happen to me that I can't come back from. That changed my life. Because really, if you look at it, what can this world do to me that I can't come back from? What can it do? And we could bring it back to dating with kids. It might be hard if this relationship fails, but is it something I can't come back from? Is it something my family can't recover from? It might take time, but we can recover from it. And I look at my life like that. There's nothing in this world that I can't come back from. So it allows me to go freely into every single day knowing that I'm free to take whatever risk possible, whatever risk I need to get closer to my goal. I'm so sorry.
Nah, dog. I'm usually
I
the
do
one going
that.
off on tangents and rants and all that shit. Shout out to you. Talk your motherfucking shit.
Let's
I
go.
love
Go chase
that.
your goals,
I love
man.
that. I love that.
Stop thinking it's impossible and start figuring out how it can be possible, man. Let's go.
I'll that's no, I agree. That's how I live. Is a failure is a learning opportunity. You can treat it as an end game, but no, it's a way to learn and improve if needed. If there's ways I could improve and maybe not avoid it but do better in the future, that's fine. Then that's how I see it. So it's not so like you were saying, I'm not going in with the mentality of I'm just, it could fail, so why try? It could fail and I'll hurt, so I'm not gonna do it. I'm not fucking doing that. I'm not depriving myself of all the happiness that I have now. I wouldn't have. Maybe could I have find it somewhere else? Maybe. Would it be this strong? Probably not.
If you would have sent me a voice message saying some stupid stuff like that,
you would have got on a plane to come out here just to slap me.
100% would. How much did he slice? Hold on.
I'd be so embarrassed to send you that voice message. Like I didn't want to.
I can't make this happen.
She wanted to be together. Like she wanted us to be boyfriend and girlfriend, but I can't do that. Like I could get attached to her kids and it'll hurt, so I'm not gonna do it. You see his face just at the prospect of that.
Just thinking about him. Like, man, if you don't get out of here with that mess, man, you better stop it. You better knock that off, bro. You better knock that mess off. I'm just listening to him talk about it too, and I'm like,
oh man. No, you're right, but that's what that fear is. Just it was there, but it's like what I've told you before. Like, can I live without taking this chance? Can I live with myself going for it without taking this chance? Regardless of the fear of failure or whatever it is, the fear of getting hurt, which is going to hurt more? The why, or like the what could have been, or just the damn, it didn't work. And I can recover from the heartbreak and the damn, it didn't work. I can't recover with the not trying for something that I think is just not trying for something. I can't live with that. That would haunt me way longer. The possibility of what could have been and just the not trying. You quoted, sorry, real quick.
no, you're good.
You talked about 50 Cent. I think of Will Smith when he talked about, I think it was on like his birthday celebration or something, and he had never, I don't know if it was bungee jumping, whatever it was he was doing, I don't remember, but he was like, I was afraid, so naturally I knew I had to do it. I had to attack it because he just got so used to having these fears and just, I'm afraid, so I'm gonna do it. That resonated with me. So it's like, this is a fear I have. Okay, I'm gonna address it. I'm gonna take it head on because I want to either conquer the fear or just at least stare it in the face, and see how I come out that way. So I don't have a fear of failure, I guess, because of that and a host of other things. Just because it haunts me longer. The thought of like, damn, I wish I would have done that. I mean, there's very few things where it's like, I wish I wouldn't have, because they're learning opportunities. Even the relationships I've had that failed, they've made me a better person, and they've prepared me to be a better person for myself and the relationships I have, whether it's friends or my future wife now. Like, so I don't know, man. Sorry, what were you going to say? It's a good ass drink, by the way.
This is kind of,
Sorry, go ahead. It's kind of what?
this is kind of off topic.
Go ahead. I mean, you saying that to me?
It's not off topic. It's not off topic. It's in line with the topic, but it's in line with fear. Mm-hmm. They use fear to control people. If you think about it throughout history, fear has been used to control, and that's my theme. Once you relinquish your control, like, so why allow yourself to be afraid and to be fearful when you know, like, this is what's used to control me. This is what people say, like what people say, people do, how they act, like even right down to like how sometimes we parent. Like it's a way to like keep people in line, keep your kids in line, you know, like, hey, don't do that. It's going to hurt you. I mean, it's true. It's going to hurt them, but you keep them from touching the stove, right? You know? So like as an adult in an adult world, it's hard, but even when you're faced with that fear, sometimes you still have to ask why. And I think that even with dating with kids, any type of societal norm that you're looking to break, I think at the end of the day, you just have to ask why. Yeah. And I think that's our underlying theme of this episode really, is just don't be afraid to say, okay, but why? Mm-hmm. Don't date a man with kids. Okay, why? Don't date a woman with kids. Okay, why? Yeah. It's just, it's silly. This is what the world tells us not to do, but it's our choice.
It's people projecting their own, what they see for themselves and just trying to make that decision for you. Because they're like, oh, no, you shouldn't do that. Well, why? Just because you wouldn't? We're two completely different people. Don't you live your life. I appreciate if you have actual advice and suggestions as to why, specific scenarios, then okay. But even then, your scenario doesn't apply. It's not the same person. Did you date her before me and there was something that you know that I don't know? Okay, then your advice is, general at
null
best.
And void. Null and void.
Yeah, so
sorry.
I appreciate your input, but if that's all you have is just because, if it starts with because, then because you just shouldn't, or because.
Oh, dude, don't even get me started on that one. That's another bad one, bro. Oh my God. Because I said so. Like, who are you? Who are you, bro? And that's another hot button one for me, bro.
I can tell. I like this because usually I'm the one going and talking too much. So I like this. I like seeing this side of you. I knew going into this, I was like, you're going to be the point man on this because obviously, yeah, I have a different angle on it, a different viewpoint, but you are in it. I'm on the outside looking in. So it's a different perspective in its own right, but I am happy to hear you be so passionate about so many things in this.
I appreciate it. I mean, honestly, when it all comes down to is I'm passionate about being a parent. I'm passionate about making sure that I live the best, most fulfilling life possible so I can teach that. And I don't want to be a hypocrite. So like the only way to not be a hypocrite is to live life to the fullest myself and then teach that.
Yeah. You don't want to be the do as I say, not as I do.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Because that never works. Back on the dating with kids though, this is something I want to warn people against because I've seen it out there and it is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Some people will migrate to you only because you have a kid. And that is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Like, I'm telling you right now, you want to date me only because I have a kid? That is weird. Like,
you've had that happen?
Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it, bro. People talking to you, people trying to get closer to you only because you have a kid. That is the weirdest thing. First of all, if you come across like you're doing that, know my radar is up.
Yeah,
Second
that's creepy
of all,
as fuck. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's creepy. You're right. Second of all, if you're doing that by accident and you notice you're doing that, back off because the parents' radar is probably up. Because you think I protect myself? I don't protect myself nearly as much as I protect him. Just saying. That is weird behavior.
What? Oh,
chill out. Yeah, chill out. And then this is another PSA. I'm getting this one out there because this also happened to me.
Yeah.
When you have kids, or when people have kids, stop messaging them and asking them how the kid's doing. They are doing everything in their power to make sure that kid is doing great. They are giving that kid all the energy possible. They are giving that kid their all. Ask them how they're doing, because chances are they're running on 2-3 hours of sleep. They are trying to work. They have their hands full, no extra arms to give, but somehow they're still finding extra arms to give. Like they are overextending like crazy, especially in the newborn stage. especially in the newborn stage. So please, at one thing, just please check on these parents, especially when they're going through something. Like if them and their partner didn't make it, check on them. See if they're okay. See if they're doing okay. Like they're in their world. Yes, they have their kid, but guess what? Their kid is still young. They don't understand. They don't know. They're having a hard time. They're trying to figure it out on their own. And that goes back to what I was saying earlier, where it's like, you're not alone. But guess what? On this end of the people on the outside looking in, we have to show them too that they're not alone. You know, like it's a twofold situation here. And a lot of times, unfortunately, when people get busy, people assume that they're doing just fine because they might see like the kid has everything they need. The kid's doing fine. The kid's doing fine because that parent is giving everything they have. They're pouring their entire life, body, soul into that kid. And the parents got nothing left, man. Like parents at wit's end, doing everything that they can to make sure that kid's okay. Here comes John. I saw him sitting up like, oh boy.
I was waiting for you to come to a conclusion because I'm about to talk my shit now. Okay, so I think I told you this before, where I feel like people do that because it's the easy answer. It's people.
Come on now.
It's the same way where people ask how you're doing. It's a formality. It's a pleasantry. They don't really want to know how the fuck you're doing. They expect you to say I'm fine and move the fuck on. So when they know you have kids or a kid, I don't want to ask how you're doing because it may not be I'm fine. And I don't have the capacity or I don't want to deal with that. So I'm going to ask how the kids are doing because most likely, even if your kid's not doing fine, you're going to say the kid's doing fine and then we're good. This is my assumption because it's so disrespectful in my eyes and like a lack of awareness. Yeah, you can ask how the kids are doing. That's fine. But don't forget about the person. Don't forget about the parent. Don't forget about, because you don't know, you alluded to everything they have to juggle just to make sure that's their main priority in most cases. So they're doing everything they can to make sure that kid's okay in spite of work, in spite of school, in spite of a partner that's not helpful that they probably have to take care of as well. Juggling a kid or kids and a partner that's not helpful in any way or just, making things more difficult in some cases and having to do all this and they're just, doing all that they can. They're doing everything they can for everyone else involved, putting their own needs aside, their own happiness, their own needs aside, just to make sure everyone around them is good. And they come around you, not you, but you know what I mean, in this scenario, the person that they're talking to, and what does that person say? Oh, how are the kids? Not a care in the world for them. So I can't even imagine what the fuck that feels like because it pisses me the fuck off. And I'm not even in that scenario. So it's just like, what do you mean, how are they doing? I am doing everything I can in my power to make sure they're good. And I'm not doing anything for myself. No one's checking in on me. My partner or my ex-partner or whoever's in the picture is not checking in on me.
Or whoever's not in the picture.
Whoever's not in the picture. Your kids are good. Sometimes they may check on you, but for the most part, they're good because you're making sure they're good, so they're fine. You're doing all this, juggling all this, but then it's just like they don't treat you like you're a person. You're just a conduit to the children, or they're just like, either I've had kids myself, maybe they're thinking that, and I've been there, so I don't want to hear what they have to say because I know it's not going to be good, or it's like, I'm going to ask this because it keeps the conversation shorter and I don't want to get into it.
Or it could just be, I know, I've been there, but it's like,
then it should be
from
that
arrogant place. But no, it's more from an arrogant place of, haha, your turn now. And like, cause I feel like that happens so often.
I don't understand why people do that shit. They're so negative when it comes to, they're like, oh, Oh, your kids are how old? Oh, just wait. They get worse. I'm like, why?
I was
Why
told my
is it-
life was over when I had a kid. I was told I can't live
What the
anymore.
fuck, dog?
I've lived more in the last 2 years, I think, than I have my entire life.
But these are the same people that will encourage you to have kids. And then
Yeah.
and then just it is. You're right. It does seem like it comes from just from the outside looking in. It sounds like it comes from a place of arrogance of like, oh, I've been here before. You haven't, so I'm gonna tell you how it is. Ha 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 ha. Like that whole stupid ass shit. I don't. This is why. This is coming back again. This is why I like why. Because if I was in that
Go back to
scenario
why.
and they're like, oh, just like your life's over. Why? Because you couldn't do it? Because it's hard? I know it's hard. Because you struggled? I know I probably won't sleep that much. So the fuck what? It's just sleep. Not that big a deal.
I'm a big proponent of packing my son up and taking him right with me, bro. He's going to North Carolina next month.
Yeah, it's just, I know it's difficult. I mean,
He's been on a plane twice already.
hey, let's go. I'll talk a little bit. I was a foster parent to 4 kids for a bit. They were a woman I was dating. They were her niece and nephews. Long story short, they got taken away from their mom, and she was like, I don't want them to go in the system. And I was like, well, shit, if they go in the system, they're going to get split up. I don't want that either. I'd be a piece of shit to just be like, oh, fuck that. Let them go in the foster care system because that's so fucking great. So it was like, all right, fuck it. Let's do this. Like, it's fine. We'll go from 0 to 4. Sure. That quickly let me know in that relationship, at least, where it was like, I don't want to have kids with this person just because I was doing a lot and I didn't have much help.
Yeah.
So for me, that was like, maybe we don't do this because I didn't want to take them in and just be like, all right, good luck. You know, I took them in, so I'm going to treat them like they're mine. So I'm going to wake up. I'm going to take the ones to school that I can. Her dad worked at a school, so he would take them, the ones that went to the school with him. But, you know, I'd pick some of them up, help them with homework, cook dinner, all that, because that's just what I'm going to do. Sure, I'm going to take them to work. I'm going to go to work.
Dad.
And then when I get off work, or I'll leave work early to go pick them up, take them home. I'll make dinner. If you help with homework, I'll help your homework. You go to bed, and then I know I have a couple hours, maybe, before I have to get up and do it over again. That's just, it's life. So you find moments to,
Welcome.
yeah. I mean, and it goes from like, oh, I have the whole day to myself to do whatever I want, to I have these little moments, and I'll make the most of those moments. And that's
Make the most of it.
it's not easy. Yeah, it's difficult, but I mean, who to
Time
try to
management.
shit on some? Yeah, time management is cruel, but to try to shit on somebody to just be like, oh well, just wait, your kid's gonna get worse, or you have no idea how it gets better, or your life is over. Like, get the fuck out of here! Like just because you suck, or because I don't know what the fuck it is. I honestly don't know where that comes from, but I've heard some like you've just said. Some of my friends that have kids have said it. It's like, why? Just shut the fuck up. Keep your shit to yourself. Why? No, there's no other scenario in which someone's gonna give you some shit, like some advice like that to tell you, like, oh, I just got this new job. Oh, your life is over. Like, what the fuck? They do that with marriage too. Come on, dude.
Yes.
Shut the fuck
I
up.
was about to say, I got a line for you right here. Ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Misery
loves company.
loves company.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's what I mean.
Honestly,
so
guys.
see, this is why I don't have kids. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say this and I'm done. This is probably
No,
why
you're good. Do
This is
your
probably
thing.
why I don't. Because if somebody says that shit to me, we're gonna have a problem. Because I'm like,
What?
oh, if they're like, oh, you had a kid, oh, your life's over. Why? Do you have kids? Your life was over? It's because you fucking suck. Maybe you should be better.
All right, guys. Well, this has been a crazy conversation about dating with kids. We're going to go to commercial and we got something fun for y'all when we come back. We hope you're enjoying this awesome conversation. And if you too want to join in, make sure you email us at reachonthehouse@gmail.com. You could send us dating profiles, awkward dating situations, and just funny stories you want to see us react to. We can't wait to read your emails. Now, back to the show.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We appreciate you sticking around. It's been a lot going on. Man, we were talking about dating with kids, people treating you differently when you have kids, ignoring you completely and only checking on them. We've had a lot of good conversation, a lot of good conversation, a lot of heavy conversation, a lot of sensitive subjects, sensitive topics, which is great. I think it's great that we have that aspect and that versatility to get into that realm as well. But as you may know by now, if I bring us back from break, I'm trying to bring some levity to everything. So let's have some fun. This is a special shout out to Alexis.
Shout out to Alexis, the homegirl.
Alexis, appreciate you so much for writing in. She wrote in some suggestions. So I'm going to do some rapid fire, some things she suggested. Some things I just thought, why the fuck not? Let's just throw it out there just because.
Hold on, before we go any further. Seriously, special shout out to Alexis. She comments, watches everything I make, everything I create. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I'm going to do the LL
It really
Cool
means
J.
a lot.
Appreciate you. Seriously, y'all.
Reachonthehouse@gmail if you want this type of shout out, please.
Shout out. We appreciate you so much. I lost my shit when I checked the email and was like, what the fuck? We got somebody that wrote in.
You should have heard his
It's
voice message.
I did a voice message. I was like, yo, we got an email.
I
I
love
was so fucking excited, dude. So I was telling them, like, yo, we gotta have a segment. I'm bringing it up. I'm gonna bring it the fuck up. I don't care where it is in the episode, but I'm bringing it up. I wrote her back. It was like, hey, do you want a shout out or do you want to stay anonymous? Because I want to respect you. She wanted a shout out. So Alexis, we appreciate you. Thank you so fucking much.
Thank you so much.
Just for caring, for the input. It really means a lot, genuinely. I'm a silly motherfucker, so I'm goofing around, but we do genuinely appreciate it. That being said, just do a few rapid fire ones. Some you know, some you don't know. So buckle up, dog.
Oh boy. Here we go. Yikes.
All right, we'll start with an easy one. She was curious. Ooh, excuse me. Favorite pizza toppings? Like one pizza, go-to pizza, what are you getting?
My go-to is pepperoni, but sometimes I'm feeling froggy and depends on where I'm going, but I'll get sausage every now and then.
I knew you were going to say some bullshit.
Pepperoni.
I'm feeling froggy. If I'm feeling adventurous, I'll get a different type of pork. That's what he said.
Okay. Wait. And then there's one other one. There's one other one. Every now and then, every once in a while, there's this one spot near me that does it really good, but I'll get a buffalo chicken pizza. But for the most part, I'm pepperoni.
Your wings, your favorite thing on the world. You just combine pizza with wings.
Get out of here. I make my own buffalo chicken pizza. Thank you very much. Say why I make my own wings, John. This is supposed to be rapid fire. He got me over here over-explaining.
I'm sorry. I had to give you shit for that. You were like, because I knew you said if I'm feeling froggy, I was like, this ain't gonna be nothing adventurous. I know.
Oh, yo. If I'm feeling froggy, I'll get pineapple on my pizza.
I knew.
Shout out to the dating episode.
About pineapple. Fuck, dog.
Go back to the dating episode.
Fuck that, dude. Fuck. I don't care if you want it. It's not a controversy. If it was a controversy, the pizza place wouldn't have it as a fucking option. Sorry. I don't understand. I don't get it. I used to like it when I was a kid, but I also used to like ketchup on eggs and shit. So, taste buds grow up. I grew up. It's all good. I don't like warm fruit.
Wait a minute. Did you say you like sausage and eggs on pizza?
No, ketchup. I used to put ketchup on my eggs.
Oh, my bad.
No. You ain't never had a breakfast
what?
pizza though? Sidebar. You ain't never had
No.
Oh, okay. You got to get out a little
That's
more.
the thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here he go. Ain't that just what's they call it? Ain't that just like a breakfast burrito?
It's just, I mean, it basically is. It's just a different type of
Right, like, what's the
thing it's
difference?
wrapped in. You go to brunch.
Yeah, like, what's the difference?
I would go to brunch a lot, so they incorporate different shit on there. So like breakfast pizza. I've had a donut burger, where it's just like burger between two donut. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, pizza toppings. My go-to is typically pepperoni, mushrooms, jalapeno. That's typically my go-to. If I'm feeling froggy, to use your phrase, and I'm feeling fancy, I'll go prosciutto and fig. That is a wild combination that is so good if it's done right. Yeah.
I like prosciutto, actually. Prosciutto's really good.
Yeah, it's fig. Fig is a little weird, but it's a dope combination.
Fig is weird.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Thanks again, Alexis. More. We were gonna do top 5 shows. I had 5. That was before Mr. or Mrs. Margarita got a hold of me. So I don't know if I can still have 5. I can list as many as I possibly can.
Just do top 3. Honestly, you could do a Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore shows.
How many is on there?
4 hands is on the Mount Rushmore. What do you mean? How many is on Mount Rushmore? I don't know. How about you just go ahead?
You been in the Dakotas, Doug? I ain't never been there.
You don't gotta go to Tacoma. Whoa. You don't gotta go to Dakotas to know.
I know we got Google Earth and shit. I know you right.
That's what I was about to say. Why don't you go to Google Earth and look up Mount Rushmore? Anyway, just do top 3.
I was shorter to ask
make me
you.
so mad.
You brought it up, so you knew. So my favorite show of all time is probably Mythbusters. It's a science show. Love that show. It got me into science and experiments and stuff. Recency bias, but I'll go with The Last of Us. It is probably I forgot about that one. It's probably one of my favorite shows that I will only watch one time just because it's so fucking heavy. I don't know if I could get through it again. There's something else I watch all the time. You might have to go again before I get to 3 because I can't think of a third at the moment. Go ahead.
I got you. I mean, I can name all 5. Ready?
Go for it.
I got you. So my number one all time is Prison Break. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Prison Break is an amazing show. I gotta throw Game of Thrones up there because I just watched Game of Thrones and that show is insanely good. I'm into Breaking Bad right now. That's going on my list because I'm on season 3 and that show's been amazing so far. I haven't finished it yet.
That's a good one.
But it has been amazing. Arrow through the first 3 seasons was an amazing show. The Flash, another one. The first 2-3 seasons was really good, and I freaking loved it. I feel like I have more shows that I can't think of right now, but
you can make up for mine.
That's 5 right there.
Okay, I got 2.
Yeah, that's 5
so
right
that's
there.
That's all you gonna get from me. If something else comes in my head, I'll throw it out there. I had the list. Honestly, it was there.
Oh my God, Power. How did I forget about Power? Power is one of the greatest shows.
I didn't see that.
I don't know. I got to take off. What do I got to take off my list at that point? I don't know, but Power is, 50 Cent produced it.
Yeah.
Go on Hulu right now. It's on Hulu. You got to watch through it, bro. I know you said it's hard for you to get into new shows, but honestly, that one is worth every second. By the time you watch the first episode, you're going to be like, whoa, this show's dope.
Okay. I hear you. Not gonna lie, that's probably gonna get added to a list and not watched. It's just especially now with time, TV is more of a background noise. So a lot of the shows that
Bro got a girlfriend. I'm gonna say it for him. He won't say it. Bro got a girlfriend, so he don't got time to watch these shows.
I got a future wife. Well, we might watch them together.
That's why I watch Power. Let me know how y'all like it.
Hey, baby, we would have watched The Power. I heard this shit's good.
Shout out to Stars. Let me stop.
Give me a free trial. All right, we'll move on because I ain't gonna think of none of the other ones. Celebrity Crush. Do you want to do this?
Yes.
Okay. All right. That was a quick answer.
You go first.
This isn't what Alexis wanted, but I felt like she wanted some fun, out of the box, get to know us a little better questions. So I was like, why not? So again, Alexis, hopefully you like this. She's getting multiple shout outs, dog. Just in case you didn't know how much we appreciate. We fucking appreciate. Yeah, I'll go first. Just because I think mine is, I don't know what people would expect, honestly. That would be a good question. Like, who would you expect?
Who do you think is our
Yeah.
Comment right now. Stop what you're doing. Comment right now. Who do you think is our
so
celebrity
good.
crushes before
That's
we put
so
them?
good.
And now we'll go ahead and tell you. Go ahead.
Because I am very curious to know what someone would assume my celebrity crush is. Since my future wife, current girlfriend, is not a celebrity, I will have to pick somebody else. Most recently, it's difficult for me. I had a lot when I was younger, but as I've gotten older, personality matters more. A lot more.
Why are you qualifying her? You don't got to qualify her.
I'm
She's
not.
fine.
I'm not.
She is.
It's just, that's why it's difficult for me. No, I'm not saying that to give a prelude to who she is or anything. It's just,
I thought you were doing that. I was like, wait a minute. You don't got to do all that. It's okay. You don't got to justify why you like her.
Nah, I'm not doing that.
You don't got to do all that.
No, it's just, I'm just saying it's been difficult for me, especially later if this topic ever came up, just, for funsies or whatever. It's been difficult to pick somebody because personality matters. So it's like, yeah, she's beautiful, but I don't know if I have a crush on her unless, it's somebody I want to hang out with and like have fun with. And that's hard to tell based on whatever. So, I basically say all that to say, it's difficult for me to pick somebody. So this is someone that I've, seen a bunch of her movies. She's done voiceovers a lot too, but she's done a lot of movies. She has a TV show, all kind of stuff. It is, I gave myself a drum roll. It's Aquafina.
I couldn't edit that in, but I got you. Ooh, Aquafina. I'll put a picture up for you.
Okay, cool.
Aquafina.
I thought she was really pretty just from the moment. And then like from the roles I've seen her in, she's hilarious. And I am a sucker for a woman that makes me laugh. Shout out to my girlfriend. She's hilarious too. Love you.
Here we go.
But that's what it was for me. So it was like, I think she's pretty and she's hilarious. Like, yeah, so why not? That's mine. That was a long-winded answer. My fault. Go ahead. It's supposed to be rapid fire.
Okay, I'll do a long-winded answer too. Why not? When I was younger, it was this woman because I watched the show she was in. It was called The Game, and I just thought she was beautiful. So Lauren London was my celebrity crush growing up, but as I've gotten older now, I'm in a mix right now. Currently, I'm in a mix between two people: Haley Steinfeld and Sydney Sweeney. Because go back to the show list, I forgot about Euphoria. Euphoria is definitely on that list as well. What a fire show. Oh my God. Oh my goodness, bro. What a show. But yeah, Sydney Sweeney and Haley Steinfeld is, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. You guys have to put pictures up there too.
Yeah. I got you. Editor Julian, you got this, bro. Take care of that.
My fault. Talking to the future you.
Handle that, dog.
Future sober editor Julian, you got that. Oh man, I go to younger. When I was younger, maybe was it your age or younger? I don't know. Rosalind Sanchez was definitely one.
Let me look her up because I don't know who that is.
I
probably will if I see her.
On Rush Hour 2?
I know exactly who she is.
Yeah. And she was also on Boat Trip with Cuba Gooding Jr. Yeah, she was just like...
You know who else?
Who?
I don't know how to... Yes, Salma Hayek. I can't say her name. She was in Grown Ups. Yo. When I was younger, I was like, yo.
Selma Hayek?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who that is?
Of course I do. Yeah. I'm not that old, dog. I feel like I would know her better than you would.
You probably will.
Yeah.
You probably will.
Alicia Keys.
Mm-hmm. Alicia Keys.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I was going crazy on Super Bowl Sunday, man.
She's so talented.
Man,
too.
listen.
She's so talented.
My boo. Listen.
If you wasn't gonna do what I was, somebody had to.
I got to auto-tune that because that probably sounded crazy.
Editor Julian, auto-tune that
Editor
shit.
Julian with the auto-tune, dog.
That note wasn't as strong as you wanted it to be, huh?
You know? I wasn't ready for it. I just kind of did it. I didn't think about it too hard.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. All right. Last one I'm gonna do. It's a two-parter, basically. Favorite comic book character.
You already know the answer to this
I
one,
know,
man.
I know, but you gotta tell.
I freaking love The Flash. The Flash is my favorite superhero ever. Like, if I could have, like, when anyone asks, like, what's the power you would have? What's the power you pick? Super speed all day.
Okay.
Like, why do I need to fly? Why do I need to read minds? No, I could just run faster than everyone. I could just get away. I could just go wherever I want and be back in time for work.
Yeah, I feel that. I'll give my answer, and then I have some follow-ups for you.
Okay.
My favorite comic book character is the Joker all time. There's been different iterations.
expect that.
There's very specific iterations of him that I love.
Favorite one.
I'm fascinated by him. Favorite one?
And why is it Heath Ledger?
I'm saying comic book. I'm not going movies. Movies, obviously, I'm not going to say obviously. Some people are entitled to their own opinion, no matter how wrong it is. But yeah, he obviously is, just because I think he embodied it most, because he just seemed so, whenever he was on screen, you didn't know what the fuck was going to happen. You just knew somebody was in trouble. That's the embodiment of Joker, in my opinion. My favorite iteration is actually in this comic book I have right here behind me. It's that show or that animated movie I told you about, The Killing Joke.
I gotta watch it.
You do. It's that same thing of like, oh shit, what is he gonna do? Like, he's on the screen, and it's just this tense moment of like, what the fuck is gonna happen? I know somebody's in trouble, but it's just, I like the chaos of it. And his whole thing is like, I'm not here for money. I'm not here for anything else. I just want to cause chaos. I just want to. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I watched through it because John put me on. I watched a lot of those animated DC movies. I just finished Injustice.
They're so good.
And I was watching Injustice, and I was like, because that one is crazy. Like, just watching through all of them, I'm like, dude, I didn't realize like how good these animated movies are actually really good, and I was sleeping on them for so long. So I am gonna definitely watch that Killing Joke movie.
DC has been striking out with live action, but their animated movies and shows are just great.
Yes,
There's so many I could
fact.
rattle off that are just fantastic.
And Marvel doesn't have that. Marvel doesn't have the animated game.
No.
For some reason.
No, they have.
It's so weird how they both are great at the opposite things.
Yeah, they really are. But to kind of go back to what you were saying, because you were saying you want super speed. Sidebar real quick. There was a comedian, I can't remember his name, but he was talking about superpowers and how, people pick one. He was like, you don't want flight, because you're just going to fly the same speed you can walk or run as if it's just regular flight. And he was like, plus if I fly, I don't have super strength. I'm going to just fly somewhere and get beat up because I can't fight. Super speed, at least you'll be way faster and they'll never hit you. Yeah. But all right. So I have, so you already said my second question, the part 2 for people that are actually paying attention and are not drinking as much as we have. I did say a 2-parter, so this is part 2. I didn't forget. It was what superpower you would want. You already alluded to that. So now here's a paradox, if you will.
Okay.
And this is pure ignorance and stupidity. But let's say you had super speed, but
Okay.
every time you activated it, every time you did something like super fast that required that you to use that power, you immediately and violently shit yourself. How often would you use that power?
I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm drinking, so like, don't hold me to this answer, bro. Don't hold me to this answer.
Go ahead.
But hear me out.
So whenever it starts with hear me out, it's gonna be good.
If I'm running so fast, you never see me, you never smell me, you don't know the difference. You don't know. That's just a side effect. That's all it sounds like to me. I don't stop taking Benadryl because I fall asleep every time I take it. I just know when to take it and when not to. That's all it is. I'm just saying. It's just a side effect,
You just
dog.
gotta have a brown uniform. You good?
Not only that, you gotta you don't even gotta worry about that. I'm super fast. I can shower quick. Nobody will even know.
Shower quick and nobody will ever.
Guess what? If you really know about the Flash's powers, if we're getting legit, I could phase through all that mess. You don't even know the poop's there. We good. We good. We
I
good.
like that you're so prepared.
Man, listen, I'm not. That caught me off guard, bro. I'm just like, hey,
You're just
I'm going
that
down with the
I was
ship.
gonna say, no, you're that familiar with his powers, so you know how you could deal with it.
well, and then honestly, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, I have a weak stomach, dog, so I already be struggling. So like, I'm not gonna let something like poop keep me from having my dream of running super fast. Like, I'm sorry. Guess what? Yo, once you change diapers, bro, like, going back to the whole parent side of things, like, once you change diapers, dog, you're like, listen, poop is natural, bro. Poop's a part of life. Poop is like the least of my worries at this point, bro.
Shit.
I'm serious.
Oh man.
Some of the bodily functions that babies have, like, you be questioning your whole life, bro. You be like, what is that? Where'd that come from? I'd never seen that before. What is that concoction? And where did that come from on your body? Seriously, that's what it's like. That's what it's like.
shit,
So, you know,
dude.
if a little bit of poop is what makes me run fast,
Just
guess what? I'm out. I'm out, bro. Yeah, hey, listen.
You saw the boys.
We'll be doing every episode of this podcast
just-
in public. I mean, in person.
You can just right here change on the way, of course, or before you get in my fucking house. Yeah. You better have a gym membership somewhere. Just go in there and shower or some shit.
I'll be back before night. It's fine.
Oh shit, dude.
Shower in my own house the same night. Boom, we
Yeah,
good.
that's true. Oh man, I mean, I honestly, that was fun. I like how you handled that. I would pick super speed too, just because I
Would
like
you
that.
poop and still do it?
Yeah, just because. Because flying I think would be cool, like super speed, but flying. But I don't know if I could do that because I'm afraid of heights. Like, low key, I am very afraid of heights. So looking straight down would bother the fuck out of me, and I think I'd get dizzy and like black out and just fall.
Bro would fly into a plane.
Yeah, or I'd be just,
Bro would be like,
or
oh,
I'd be
I'm
like,
up here and the plane just,
or I'd be like 10 feet off the ground, like nothing crazy. So that defeats the whole purpose. Nah, so I'd go super speed.
we're taking a safe. It's like the freaking the driver in training. Yeah. Hey guys, pay me no mind.
My bad, excuse me. I'm just trying to get through. I'm trying to get through. My fault.
Just try and get to work.
I'm trying to get to work. I'm sorry. I'm
Good
fucking
morning.
terrified.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
Teleporting seems like it'll be cool, but in my mind, I feel like you can't teleport somewhere unless you've been there. Just because how the fuck else would you know where to go?
You gotta picture it.
Yeah, that's how it works in
Like
my
Jumper.
head.
I don't know if you've seen that movie.
I have. That's a good picture to paint. So other than that, I think super speed would be dope. So yeah, like you said, I just always got a backpack on me with change. So I just go somewhere and I'll just go straight to the bathroom and I'll just change in there and come out like throw my shit in the trash. I'm just leaving clothes
I'd
everywhere
have a
with
suit
shit
with
in
a filtration suit.
them. Just leaving shitty pants and underwear everywhere. I'm sorry.
Spend a lot of money at Goodwill. Hey, why do you come to Goodwill so often? I mean, it'd be really easy to have 2 jobs. I'm just saying.
These are my running pants. I need these to run in. I run real
I wouldn't
fast.
work hourly. I would never work hourly. I would literally work. I would work based on results. Because at that point, I get everything done in 10 minutes, and I make like thousands of dollars because I just work.
You work
like,
super
within 10
fast,
minutes, and I'm done. Yeah.
Oh man, so that's all I got. Alexis, thank you again. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. That was fun.
There was some stuff she said. Something I just took liberties with because you know me. So hopefully she enjoyed it.
Of course.
Last thing I'll say before we get to the final piece is we are in a leap year, so it's February 29th. I hope you had a great month, and I hope this is your last day, if you haven't, to love a black person. So if you haven't, what the fuck are you doing? Because this is the last day of the year you have to show appreciation, because we all know March 1st comes around and they fucking forget about us. So get out there today, do your thing. We appreciate you. Yeah.
You know, you think by now I'd be prepared. You think by now I'd be like, okay, yeah, like it's gonna end up here at some point in this show, right? But like, it's still like, oh, he just said that. He really just said that in the recording. That's crazy. But you know what? Since we're there, listen, honestly, we upload this at 11 a.m. Eastern time, 8 a.m. Pacific. So you really do have less than 24 hours to get this thing done. So make sure you tell a black person you love them and how important they are.
Tell them you love them. Don't tell them why. Just walk up and say, I love you and I appreciate you.
You're valued. All right. See, this is what happens. That I end up participating, man. I end up participating in your bad behavior.
I had to wait till the end of this one. Yeah.
I know you did. And honestly, on that note, y'all have a great week, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.